Nikki.
Do you love me?
Yes.
Scream it.
I don't want to blow their ears out.
And then I'm also here.
I don't even know how to intro this anymore. That's better than any intro that I could have done. How you doing, everybody? Did you enjoy the movie? Are you obsessed? Hell yeah, you are. Hi, everybody. I am Juju Green, aka Straw Hat Goofy. Your movie guy. You guys have probably seen me online, listen to my podcast, Get Wrecked with Straw Hat Goofy. And I am a huge fan of Obsession. I saw the movie twice, was terrified twice. It reminded me of a few bad relationships that I've had. That's very personal. I shouldn't have told you that. But we have a very exciting Q&A for you all. I should not even stall any longer. You guys heard the voices, you saw the movie, so let's just bring them out. First, let's bring out the one who was tortured very much in this movie, Michael Johnston. Yeah! Next up, we have the one who was doing the torturing, Inde Navarrette. And the sick and twisted mind that brought them and all of us together. You know him, you love him, Curry Barker. Yo. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? It's good to see y'all. Now, I know you guys have seen this movie at premieres, you've seen it at screenings, but what is it like to actually see the crowd react to this film that you guys have put together? I know that's probably the most exciting part of this all, right?
It's so fun to guess at what parts people are gonna laugh at and not laugh at. It's always different every time.
Well, you're a master of comedy, you're proving that you're a master at horror, and we always hear that both of those are kind of the same thing, just the only thing that changes is the score, right? So watching those kind of fluctuations is a lot of fun for me. So let's just jump into it. Something that I picked up while watching this movie multiple times is this quote where you two are in the car and you argue over what's a romance and what is a love story.
Yes, I think that was the biggest hi guys, there's a lot of people here.
And that light is bright.
That light is...
Hi then. Anyways, yeah, Curry, you wrote it.
Well, we actually had a monologue where Nikki goes into detail about how she wants to write her novel and how she doesn't think that romance is real, and that she talks about the difference between love and romance, which maybe could be released in a director's cut if they let me do that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Release the cut.
The Curry cut.
The Curry cut. Yeah, maybe we'll just call it that.
Oh, so if Zack Snyder can get it, you can get it.
Yeah, the Curry cut. That's funny. But yeah, it was kind of a theme that kind of grew in the movie. You kind of it was something I discovered after, and I wrote that monologue after I had written the whole movie. I went back and wrote that monologue because I kind of discovered the theme a little bit.
Yeah, so I love that. I love that there is a monologue that we possibly could see, but I love how it was just stated, right? Because I feel like when it comes to the word obsession, and that's why I love the title of the film, is that obsession is love. It's just one-sided love, right? And so romance is a reciprocated thing, and this is not really reciprocated. We can talk about whether or not Bear is a good guy or bad guy in this. I think there's a lot of conversations we can have with that, but it reminds me, I've been seeing a lot of the advertisements of Obsession, with the dark red with the obsession in it, and it reminds me of Her, one of my favorite love stories, with the red as well.
Ooh.
And so we can get into a whole conversation about that, but I just love the twisting of that, right? This isn't love, it's obsession, right?
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful way to put it. That it's one-sided. I think that was a great way to put it, yeah.
Okay, I see, thank you. You can process. Now, Michael, what I loved about your performance, man, is that you come into this with a sense of being. There's some history there that isn't all stated throughout the movie. You're not just sitting here zapping through all these type of things. But we know that you're going through mental health. You're new in the town. But I want to know what was some backstory that you gave to your character? You dropped some bear lore for us that we can learn from.
Yeah, well,
you're right. We kind of just dropped right in. We really didn't want to give too much backstory, but I think the whole thing with Bear is he's idolizing. There's this limerence for this girl. She's the thing that's gonna fix all of his problems or keep him from having to deal with his issues. And
Yeah.
so the hints are being dropped. It's like, well, you just lost a pet, but also he got his grandma's house, so his grandma has passed away. There's not much mention of his parents. It seems like a pretty lonely guy. And even though we have all these friends, it doesn't seem like they're the closest of friends, or that they're very honest with each other.
The group of friends are dog water. I mean,
So
they're not
pretty
very
close.
good. They're not very good friends. And I think what is kind of the unwritten, unsaid thing is we don't know how long ago Bear's grandmother passed away. She probably passed away only a few months before this movie starts. You can see that the oxycodone that he takes is from her.
Yeah.
And so clearly it hasn't been too long that she passed away. So I think that Bear was kind of in a place where Nikki was really the only person that was there for him, and so that kind of created this image of her in his head, where he just became fixated on this person, and he thought that if he was mistaking her care for some sort of romance, and that's kind of where we start the movie, and now. And so, yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
No, you dropped some really great lore. Like, I think the shocker, and I didn't really think about this, was that was his grandmother's meds that he was self-medicating
That
with.
scene, by the way, I mean, it's just
In the bathroom at the end.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's my favorite of the whole entire film. I just think it adds a layer of Aaron. Michael can talk about what he personally added to it. I just want to shout out that scene. It's my favorite.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get to that later, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely. I mean,
Okay.
that's why like I asked the question, and that's why like I love your performance, because it is that scene
Yeah.
that is like history without saying the history. It's the show don't tell of it all. And I said I want to know more about this character and how did he get here.
It just now clicked that it was the pills that got Bear and
That's crazy that you should not admit that out loud.
This is also like the one Q&A that we're mic'd and then it's like fully recorded.
You know what? That's crazy that you just realized that. More people in this audience have realized that. But let me give Michael his flowers for a second, because when we were when we were doing that bathroom scene, I mean, it's all one shot. We're just pushing in on this guy's face, and we're seeing the acceptance of him taking the pills, what he just did. He's realizing, like, this is it, this is my only way out, and you see it all in his face. I mean, what a crazy amount of emotion to, like, perform in one, like, shot. And it was his idea, because he had spent so much time with this character. At this point, he said, wouldn't Bear kind of chicken out? Like, wouldn't he kind of, I don't think Bear's the type of guy to follow through with really anything. This was all Michael. He said, I think he would put his fingers in his mouth and like try to choke it up at the last second. And I was like, oh my God, that's genius.
And we had already shot, like we got the perfect take of the way it was written, and it was like done.
We were moving on.
You did this, you were like,
we're moving on.
And I was like, hurry. And you're like, oh my God, Michael, what? Like, your hair looked fine, Michael. I have an idea.
I was like, I have an idea. I'm like, great, what's the idea? And it was a great idea. And it made it into the movie because it was this moment of like, he can't even commit to that. He can't even commit to the one thing that's the selfless thing, which is don't get me wrong, it's a really hard thing to do. But like, it's
people have died. Like,
yeah.
You gotta stop him, right?
I think it was just like his one chance. Did you just hear? I just combined two words. I'm not sure which words. One chance of like, I don't want to say redemption, but like at least one good thing, and he just
I'm gonna say something like really weird right now. You're like Olaf in Frozen. Walk
Wait,
with
what
me
do
here.
you mean that? I'm
Walk with me.
curious.
Remember where like Anna could have been saved with an act of love, and Olaf is melting, which could have been the act of love that would have saved her. And he says some people are worth melting for. It's a great moment. That would have been amazing. And then he says, well, not right this second. He duped her to death in that
I
moment.
understand.
Wow.
That's fair.
I get it.
You guys are like, whoa. You just made a session in Frozen the same movie. But
Disney's gonna sue us.
So somebody's like, Bear is not like Olaf.
But and this was actually my last question, but like, you know, I have the question written down here, like, is Bear a good person? Like, you can argue that he is almost the secret villain of the movie. He's the one who's obsessed at the beginning. He chickens out. You can almost argue he takes advantage of Nikki in this situation. So I'm very curious, Michael, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I really can't answer that because the whole thing that I loved about the script when I first read it was that it is not black and white. It's this moral gray zone. And I don't think that he's necessarily an evil person, but he's not good either. Well, he has all of it in him, and that's just, I love movies like that. I love when audiences are gonna have their own life experiences and project that onto this character, and some people are gonna absolutely hate him, rightfully so. Some people are gonna still kind of feel for him, rightfully so. I love that.
It reminds me of Joseph Gordon-Levitt in 500 Days of Summer, right? It gives me like those type of vibes where like you get why he's doing these things, but he's a human, he's flawed, so it's one of those type of situations. I'm glad we get to talk about this and hash this out.
I mean, I think there's definitely there's no question that he starts to make some pretty bad choices as far as now if he did go down this rabbit hole of trying to figure out how to fix this sooner, you know, he doesn't even try to fix it until a person is dead, which is a little too late. And you know, I think that if he would have tried to fix it as soon as he knew what was going on, there would be a bigger argument to defend him. But that's not really the movie that I wanted to write.
Right. Yeah, but that's what we talked about. It's like it's not like it's supposed to be like a hero story, right?
Definitely not. I mean, and I was intrigued by the idea of having an antagonist that kind of becomes a victim.
And I love that. Now speaking of which, Inde, I didn't forget about you, girl.
No, I love listening to them.
Yeah, no, we're gonna listen to you now.
Okay.
Because what I loved about your character, and I feel like you do something, I'm going to make another comparison that's gonna be like, wait, what?
Is it to Frozen?
Yeah. It's a Sinners, actually.
Shut the.
You had
It's my favorite movie of the year.
Same.
Yes. Okay.
Right here, okay. I'm gonna compare you to Michael B. Jordan, where he doesn't play one character, he actually plays two, but in reality he plays three. Smoke, Sack, and Sack is a vampire. So you play two characters, you play Nikki as we see her, but you also play what I like to call her, what you call them, Freaky Nikki. So, like, you talk to me about, like, the separation of these characters, because we don't get to live with Nikki a lot. We kind of, like, really jump into Freaky Nikki. But if you talk to me about the differences between the two, because it's very clear that these are two different entities that are inside you.
Yes.
Michael B. Jordan.
Thank you for that compliment. That means a lot. I think whenever it came to playing Nikki as a whole, the way that I wanted to attack her in the very beginning was to never make her hyperbolic to the point where y'all would suspend belief. And I thought that she was written in a way that I could do that. Like, I could not make her hyperbolic. I really wanted to humanize her, which is why I pulled experiences from Mia Goth in Pearl. I think Mia Goth is a great person to look at to play this role, and to be an inspiration for it, because she can humanize the character and you can feel for her while simultaneously you can understand that things are like, don't get me wrong, they're taken to a 10, but simultaneously you can be like, hey, I understand. So that was my goal with Nikki. I did things that I've never done before. I was on a CW show for 4 years, and I had played a girlfriend. But I play a different girlfriend here. But I got to play like a girl through and through, and that's what meant the most to me, was that she is flawed, and she doesn't understand what's going on, and she tries her best, but she still has no idea what's going on. And I feel like that's a really human experience, whether you're a girl or not. but my only experiences as a girl, so that's all I can speak to. And so that's really what I want to do with Nikki, with Freaky Nikki, in terms of like the scares and everything. Curry and I spent a lot of time figuring out like the physical nature of things. I used to be a dancer, so that kind of helped, but like it was really fun, him being like, I want it to be like this, and then him being like, can you add this to the hands? I'm like, what does this do?
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
is-
what are we doing? But ultimately, you have to trust him because, I mean, he can see me, I can't see myself. So it took a level of trust that we built in the very beginning of looking at inspirations and making physical notes and doing all of those things. So having one character be, you know, taking it to a 10 and learning how to scream and really getting out of my comfort zone was beautiful because I proved to myself that I can do it. Which is a great feeling, and then also humanizing the person underneath. So playing multiple different characters at once was really fun because it's challenging, and then you do it, and then you say bye-bye, okay, bye.
You gotta shed that,
At
like,
the end of the
yeah.
day, you go, okay, bye, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I just gotta
yeah.
say that backwards walk was freaky as fuck. and I need to know, like, on a technical level, was that you doing the backwards walk, or was that some type of effect, like a
To my knowledge, it was me being sped up and slowed down.
Okay.
I mean, she still had to make all the faces and stuff.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like that weird like open like thing she does.
Yeah.
I mean, that was all her.
It-
Like when you're doing the backwards walk,
It's like
and
a
she's
open
like doing
mouth.
this like open mouth. That yeah, it was really.
You don't
creepy.
remember doing
I mean,
it?
No.
I mean, like I definitely gave, I definitely like gave her specific and said, do this weird open mouth thing, and she said, okay, it's weird, but I'll do it.
I don't remember that.
We
But
did
I
most of this
remember-
at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, like that's the thing. That's what it is about trust, right? Like, hey, do this really weird thing. She's like, okay, and she does it, and it's really creepy. But like at the time, I'm sure on set, you're like, I hope this is
Yeah, I
cool.
mean, you're being asked to do
Just like
things
comes
that are really
together.
It comes
comfort
off
zone.
yeah, it looks really good. Like I again, as you can tell, my mind always goes to like different movie references, which I know you guys aren't trying to do, but like that's just where my mind works. Like the face that you make is almost like the Scream mask, which almost takes on like this eerie like.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you know, almost like the Scream like painting, which is the
Yeah,
Scream
yeah.
mask. So that's what it looked like, and
Yeah.
that's how I remember it. So that backwards
Oh,
walk
that's
sticks in my
beautiful.
mind because it has that
So
core
weird,
iconography
creepy, yeah.
of it. So
Yeah,
damn
yeah.
creepy, it's unsettling, right?
It's a human experience. I think it's beautiful whenever art imitates this, because like, I know what you were talking about, but that wasn't really what I was thinking of, but now that you say that, I go, yeah.
Yeah.
I've thought that. I've seen that screenshot, and I'm like, it's like the Scream.
Right?
Yeah, the one right in the
my
party.
God, wait, the painting, is that what
Like
Scream was
that's what
made
the
out?
mask is based on.
Okay, heard.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, we're learning, guys.
I see some popcorn buckets. Nice.
What?
Somebody,
Oh,
some people.
popcorn
There we
buckets?
go. We see. Whoa,
Whoa.
that's great.
Nice.
Yeah, get your popcorn buckets.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
really
That's
cool.
awesome.
AMC, can we get a popcorn bucket for everybody? I'm joking. Don't. How much? How much? Front row.
Front
Oh,
row
he's trying to get it
only.
for himself. That's what he's trying to do. Okay, I thought he said it was $4. I was like, whoa, I think you're getting shafted on the price there, buddy.
I just like how no one used it to put popcorn in. Like you all just bought it, but you're like, no, we're keeping
No, I
it
bet they
pristine.
did. It's,
No, did you?
It's separately.
Oh,
Ah.
wow.
Okay. Be careful
And,
with
and he
the
got a
I see some
Walmart. How did he get a
willows.
Walmart?
Y'all don't get that with popcorn in it?
There we go.
With popcorn on the side.
Popcorn on the side.
Popcorn, I never heard of that.
Heard. Okay.
Popcorn's like the main.
Wow.
the thing. It's
I thought I
candy.
saw $19.99 and it includes a large popcorn. That's what I thought I saw.
It's on the side.
Oh, it's on the side. Oh,
We
you
gotta
don't
get to the
actually eat
bottom
the
of this.
popcorn in it if you
Give
don't.
you a large popcorn.
Oh, it doesn't even fit. Okay.
This is making my job easier. Keep talking. But no, I still have tons of questions. I'm gonna bring this one to Curry. You do this thing, and I realized this when I was like making a TikTok for our interview that we did. You tend to center a lot of your like characters in the center of the frame. And what I love about this movie is that it's almost equal parts romance as much as it is a horror. And the way you center it, it's you're making this character the object of the POV's affection, right? It's a very
Yeah.
romantic way of doing that. So I want to know, like, you know, was that something that you consciously were thinking about when you were centering everything?
I mean, center composition is something that I always do. It's kind of a preference. Even in my next movie, Ghost, I do a lot of center composition, but I'm also like trying to be more specific about when I do it but But for this movie specifically, everything from center composition, the aspect ratio that we did, and even like the choice to like constantly be static and still with the camera was all in efforts to like show kind of pictures of this life. Every single frame in this movie, minus one frame, which is always kind of a trivia, like which is that one frame? Every single frame in this movie is from Bear's perspective. And so the aspect ratio 3:2, which we shot in, is the same exact aspect ratio if you were to pull out your phone and take a picture.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit more boxy. And then, so when you add center composition with the 3:2 aspect ratio and static frames, you kind of get this feeling that like you're watching picture frames. Like we're kind of creating these little pictures of someone's life.
Yeah.
And that was kind of something that was leaning more into all the perspective of Bear. But it's also something that I just kind of tend to do anyway. It's just my style, and it's what I'll be doing on my next. I mean, the aspect ratio of Ghost is different.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, because I love it. I think like your particular style lends itself very well to this because I'm a big fan of like romance and I'm a big fan of like love, and so like I guess this is just the way I see the world. And so whenever I see these characters, kind of, especially at the end where like Bear like gets the wish on him and you're looking at each other and it's like this romantic moment, I'm like, oh, they love each other. Finally, they're obsessed with each other, and then he gets dead. But like I just love the way you did that. Now this is a question for all of you because I know there was maybe a lot of conversation on the balancing of this. Curry, I know that you said when you saw Hereditary, that movie made you realize that horror can be more than just one thing. Like it can also just be equal parts drama as much as a horror. This one I do think there's like an equal parts like I don't want to say romantic comedy, but there is like romance hints in it with the music cues and like the scenes in the car and things of that sort. And I feel like that is what makes the horror so horrifying. I think that's what makes it so scary because you're being on this roller coaster ride of emotions. So what was it like having those conversations of like, this is how we're gonna balance the two tones and bring it together?
I gotta say, like, I knew a few moments we were filming were funny, a few, but I had no idea how much humor was in this film until I saw it, until I saw there were some moments that were really funny and I got secondhand embarrassment from them. I had no idea that people would be laughing at those moments, so.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's important to communicate to the actors is to just play it as honest as possible. And we were always doing that, like just playing it as real and honest to whatever the situation is as possible. And then the comedy usually comes out in the edit. So it wasn't necessarily about them understanding the comedy, but also, I mean, admittedly, I was never chasing comedy. I was chasing the honesty of it. Like when she's in the corner, she says, "Go back to sleep," and he just kind of like lays back down. Everyone always laughs, but like I wasn't. It's not like I was or wasn't chasing a laugh there. I just I welcome it because I think it's awesome. But like I mostly was just chasing honesty. Like, what would he do in that situation? She's obviously won't get out of the corner, and he's asked her multiple times. She wants him to go back to sleep. Maybe if he just goes back to sleep, she'll stop acting weird and she'll get back in bed. So that's what he does. And like it felt like the thing that Bear would do.
Yeah.
And then, but people laugh because it's not what we're used to in a horror movie,
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. That's what I would do.
Right. You're like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. Okay.
That's why like it's how black people look at things and go, nope. This is what Jordan Peele was talking about, right? You're in the corner. You want me to go back to sleep? Okay, just leave me alone. Maybe she'll go away. And so that's why I was happy about that. True.
Yeah.
Like very, very true. I see that people are coming down. Are we good on time, or do we got one question? One question. Okay, great. This is a question that I'm very happy to ask because for me personally, I am obsessed with many different things. The top one being One Piece. We're gonna talk later. I saw that. I saw that.
Huge anime fan. I'm not gonna say that publicly. Maybe I should.
You should.
I don't watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of anime, and so whenever it comes to references and things, it's a little bit difficult for me. I love cinematography and I love my job and I love everything like that. But I really personally, whenever I go home, I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen, the movie Zero right now.
We're gonna get you into the One Piece live action. We're gonna try and make that happen for you.
Oh, you're watching live action?
Oh, watch it all. We can get it. This is a whole
Okay,
different.
okay,
So
yeah.
the question is, what is something that you're all obsessed with? What is the one thing that you're obsessed with?
Okay, right now, everybody, we were just talking about this outside.
Yeah.
How everybody in the comments is like, Curry, you've changed. You used to be so down to earth, now you've got like fashion and you're always wearing sunglasses. Listen, the sunglasses thing happened on its own. I became an eyewear connoisseur. I'm obsessed with it. There's different, it's a rabbit hole you can
He
go
also
down.
can't see. It's not like he's
Yeah, I
wearing-
can't see. I have a prescription. And so if I'm gonna wear glasses, I might as well make them. It's like jewelry for a man's face. You've got different brands, different styles, different shapes, different shades, and it's a rabbit hole you can go down. And it's something that I'm really into right now. It has nothing to do with me, quote unquote, blowing up.
You're just trying to see and look good.
I'm trying to see and look at my reflection and see myself looking at my eyewear that I'm collecting.
It doesn't his eyewear look though, guys? Like, come on.
Thank you. It's a pity clap.
All right, Indy. I'm gonna put it on
I'll
you.
keep it simple. I really, I'm obsessed with learning billiards right now. I really like playing pool.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It's like math.
It's super cool. It's really fun whenever you learn a trick shot and you can kind of make it. A beer helps every now and again, but like, I really like billiards.
I think we're gonna play billiards and talk about
Anime?
Yeah, this is the podcast all by itself. What about you, Mike?
There's this clip that just went up today. You know, I panic when I'm asked this question, what am I obsessed with? Because I said making milk.
Oh, he makes milk.
Nuts, cashews, almonds.
I want to try Michael's milk so bad.
And then this
After
happens.
talking about this,
And I invited this and.
He makes lattes with it. It's great.
But yeah, you know, like going to the farmer's market, buying food and making it
Let the man
yourself.
make his milk.
These
I wanna
guys
get-
are like, I want to go home.
Let you guys come.
Mine's milk. We're wrapping it up, and I just want to say that that's hilarious because Homelander and the boys abolished nut milk, which is hilarious. Literally the episode that just came out. So
Oh.
Someone left that as
I
a
got-
comment on the post today.
I think that's a great way to wrap this up. Homelander